What do you think of this argument with Bruno Fernandes being captain?
I'm not too
There's a
sure
lot of
why this is
people.
coming up now. Like, listen, they had Maguire, they've given it to Bruno. That's the decision you've made. Why now are we talking about?
There's always going to be debate.
Yeah, but listen, that's
Just what's your... So you think it's cool? I just off that. Do you think?
yeah. I think it's
You
cool.
think he exuberates leader
Yeah,
qualities?
yeah. Why not?
What about you?
I can see him on the lead.
I think he's a good captain, man.
Who else would you put in there? I think before we started this, you were talking about possibly Rashford.
Rashford's there. I think Varane's there.
I think Rashford being a mank as well.
Casemiro?
I'm not sure. Luke Shaw. No, I'm not sure.
I wouldn't give it. To be
See how that
fair,
works.
I would say if you was to ask me Casemiro or Bruno, I would more say Bruno.
Yeah,
just because I
100%.
would hope that. See, there's
What's the argument for? Why are people saying that? What's he done wrong?
His temperament. I
Yeah.
think he's his whole temperament in the sense where
But again, does that come back to that passion? He's very passionate, by the way.
Yeah.
No, listen,
I think passion's good, but it depends how you express that passion. I don't think all players express passion the same. So I think Bruno, the way he expresses passion,
Sometimes in a bit of a negative way.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, look, again, and the worst thing is I think it was Roy Keane that highlighted a lot of his body language,
Yeah.
especially last season, that he talks and then his actions, his body language as a captain is very dismissive. It's very, you're showing the world that it's other people's fault. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say his temperament. So, and when you are, and this is what I'm saying, sometimes passion and somebody's character and temperament doesn't always align them being good captains or good leaders because they're run by passion, they're run by emotion. And good captains are the ones who know how to control it, and then it may not get too high and may
Would
not
you
get
say
too
Roy
low.
Keane was a good captain?
Oh, he's amazing.
Amazing captain.
Yeah.
Would you say that his temperament was questionable?
Yeah,
Not
it
to
was-
his own players.
Not
though.
to, yeah. So his temperament. So you would. So for me, he would demand.
No.
So he would
don't know about
demand.
that. He
So
used to-
so he would demand from his players, from his own players, but be the first to back his players. That's from what I got.
Yeah.
He would be the first. He may dislike his man them, but if one man them tried to step to them, oh Lord, it would be that for me. So as a
I think
player,
Fernandes would do that as well.
but again, you say that. But again, this is what I'm saying. You say that, but we don't see that. We see in the Roy Keane's era that as a player, and you've been in changing rooms where you're like, bruv, I would hate to play against him, but I would love him on my team. That's what Roy Keane was.
And you wouldn't see him rollick anyone if they misplace a pass or whatever. He might shout at them. Roy Keane.
You don't think so?
He might shout at them verbally, but you wouldn't see his body language like Fernandez's body language, like whatever the hell it might be like. So
Dismissive players when it comes that, and it's just them. So you know it's just them. You know it's just like it's very much
You're wanting people to see.
that. Yeah, you know it's like, oh,
Which I don't
man,
like.
you know,
I know
big
you're
man,
throwing
like,
your- yeah.
big man. And then one of them ones
agree
where
with that.
you know when he's trying to make a pass, he's like, "Whoa," pass it back and then show the world that you're not moving. Like big man, like that's what you get from. So I
Would
think
you say a
that's
lot of
what.
foreign players do that? More than English players?
Yeah, listen. I think it is it's a more foreign culture than an English culture in the sense. I think English is a bit more on that verbal. It's that verbal. Do you know what I'm saying? Rather than a body language. But again, I do then say it's still the individuals because there's been a lot of players that's come over and still great captains.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think it comes down to the individual more often than not. But to me, listen, I think Varane, I actually just
So
think
would you keep Bruno as captain?
I would keep Bruno because what I would hope is that it would add another element to his game.
yeah,
And that's the thing which I just think that if he can add that element of being a leader, regardless of what, you know, there's times where he takes the game by the scruff of his neck purely by his ability. And then it's the other side when things are not going and everything's in disarray and you just see he then levels the game just because of his presence. That's what I would hope, because if that happens, Man United's got
because
player.
he's a top player.
Oh,
like,
he's exceptional.
Defensively, he's
Really
top.
Yeah.
Like I'll give him that.
All right, so listen, I'll throw this out. I think that Bruno should stay as Man United captain. What's your take on it? Do you think Bruno was a good pick to be Man United's captain. What's your point? What's your view? Sorry.